Welcome to another edition of MIW. Got the D-Man here, and I am glad you could join me today. The topic is At Your Command. We are still in the Neville series. It's a great book. I recommend you read it. At Your Command by Neville Goddard. One of my favorites. I've read it and listened to it hundreds of times and continue to do so. It's a wealth of wisdom, guaranteed. Smash that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and here we go. Therefore, to revalue yourself and begin to feel yourself to be the giant, to be the man you want to be. A center of power is to dwarf those former giants and make of them grasshoppers. If there's a giant in your life, like a boss you don't get along with, or the bills or the economy, you can dwarf that by seeing yourself as the center of power. Now, you think you're controlled by the economy? I understand that. I felt the same way. But you know, during the worst economies, there are people that became even richer. There are people that became more wealthy or started a new business and became wealthy from nothing. So if one person can do that, you can do that too. There's a wealth of opportunity out there on the internet. I mean, you can have customers all over the world. I mean, I can reach people all over the world now. I mean, it's amazing. There is a world platform now. We never had this before. This is a wonderful time. No matter what the politics or the government's doing, if you live here in the U.S., there are more opportunities here than are imagined. We just can't see it because we grew up here. People come from other countries, no education, they can't speak the language, they become millionaires. Now, how much easier should it be for people like us? Okay, let's go. All the inhabitants of the earth are as nothing, and he doeth according to his will in the armies of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within you. And among all the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand, nor say unto him, what do you do? He says, what doest thou? What are you doing is what he means. Kind of like old King English. This being spoken of is not the orthodox God, the old man with the white hair sitting up there, sitting in space, but the one and only God, the everlasting Father, your awareness of being. So awake to the power that you are, not as a man, but as your true self, a faceless, formless awareness, and free yourself from your self-imposed prison, your self-imposed limitation. Your self-concept is what has you where you are. Whether that be good or bad, you have put yourself there with your conception of yourself, with your state of consciousness. Okay? It's amazing, you know. I and my Father are one. Jesus said that. Many of the great prophets said the same thing. They say God is in everything. But if you say God is in me, sometimes people think, oh, that's blasphemous. But it's true. If you had the ocean, you know where the ocean is. You take a cup of water out of the ocean. Is that cup of water any less than the ocean? Oh, you say it doesn't have the power of the ocean. What power does the ocean have? The ocean in itself has no power. The power comes from the wind, which create the waves. The currents are from the moving of the plates underneath of the earth in the ocean moves the plates and causes the currents. The heat and the cold causes the water to current. So the water itself has no power. Just like you or I, of ourselves, have no power. But there is a power that we can call upon that is within us or all around us. Now, I can't really explain what that is, and I think man has used his limited vocabulary to describe something that is ineffable. It's beyond our description, but we do the best we can. We have to try to describe it somehow. Continue. So awake to the power that you are, not as man, but as your true self. Your true self. There's you and your Father. God and you are one. But God, or your Father, is greater than you. Greater than your rational, logical, I'll figure it out mind. Greater than that. There's a part of you, the God part of you, the higher intelligence part of you that knows ways and means of achieving what you want that you could not even imagine. But you have to allow that. One of the biggest difficulties I have is allowing life to unfold and to give me what I want. If you have kids, I have 8 kids. I have kids that are quite stubborn and self-willed, and they want to do it their way. And that's great. That can be a great thing. But they hinder me from giving them what I want to give them. I have one son, 16. I want to buy him a motorcycle, but I won't because he doesn't want to help anyone or do anything. I try to teach them the value of service. Because if all of us just sat around and waited for things to come to us, we wouldn't have anything. Society functions by me serving you, by you serving me, and we all work together. None of us are independent of each other. We would not be able to go to McDonald's and get a hamburger were there not people there working. You would not be able to put gas in your car were there not people out there creating the gas or extracting the oil from the earth, refining it, the people that work as the clerk at the gas stations, etc. Ad infinitum. Okay? So awake to the power that you are. Awake to this power. Revalue yourself. Oh, I went too far. Back one page. Okay. I am the good shepherd and know my sheep and am known of mine. My sheep hear my voice and I know them and they will follow me. Awareness is the good shepherd. What I am aware of being, what I am conscious of being, is the sheep that follow me. So good a shepherd is your awareness that it has never lost one of the sheep that you are aware of being. You cannot escape what you are aware of being. You cannot escape the consequences or the benefits of what you are aware of being. I am a voice calling in the wilderness of human confusion, for such as I am aware of being, and never shall there come a time when that which I am convinced that I am shall fail to find me. I am is an open door for all that I am to enter. Your awareness of being is Lord and Shepherd of your life. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, is seen in its true light now to be your consciousness. You could never be in want or proof or lack the evidence of that which you are aware of being. This being true, why not become aware of being great, God-loving, wealthy, healthy, and all the attributes you admire? The only reason you aren't what you want to be is because you're not aware of being that. You don't feel you deserve it. You don't feel like you can be that. Feelings have nothing to do with it. You can create this by your awareness, by your will. Your will is your strong will. We all have a strong will. It's not used to force people to do things, although people do use it for that, but that causes problems. Take that will and force yourself to think only of what you desire and keep your mind off of what you don't desire. This is where the will comes in. This is where the strong will, the self-will, the choice. We have a choice. Choose this day who you will serve. Are you going to serve your senses and only think of what you see, hear, smell, taste? Are you going to serve the true master, which is within you, your imagination, your mind? Serve that one. Strengthen it. Create with it. Enjoy the benefits of it. Right now, you're enjoying the benefits of your imagination or reaping the consequences of your imagination. Think about what you've been thinking about and look at what happens in your life. If you're watching TV, you're programming your mind with whatever you're watching, be it good, bad, or indifferent. I don't watch TV. Documentaries once in a while. I'll watch a movie once in a while. I am watching The Vikings right now. It's kind of violent, but it doesn't bother me because it's that old-time violence. I kind of like that. But even that, I got to kind of be careful with. Okay, I don't watch a lot of it. Maybe a half an hour. I may watch the series, and when it's over, I may not watch it for 6 months or a year or 2 years. I'm justifying, okay. But you got to be careful with that stuff, okay. Okay, I am the voice. Okay, which way? This being true, why not become aware of being great, God-loving? Said that, but it's good again. Wealthy, healthy, and all the attributes you admire. It is just as easy to possess the consciousness of these qualities as to possess their opposites. For you have not your present consciousness because of your world. On the contrary, your world is what it is because of your present consciousness. Your world is outpictured from within here, from your kingdom, from your consciousness, where you are the ruler. Nobody can make you think anything. Only you control that. You are the king of that kingdom. You, no one else. And this kingdom within you reflects itself in your outer world in circumstances, events, happenings, these situations you get into, good or bad. Okay. Your world is what it is because of your present consciousness. Simple, is it not? Too simple, in fact, for the wisdom of man, that he tries to complicate everything. Most good ideas are simple. That's an old saying. Paul said of this principle, it is to the Greeks, or wisdom of this world, foolishness, because it doesn't make logical sense. We don't understand it. Did words going through a telegraph wire make logical sense to most people back then? Of course it didn't. These are just principles and laws, like electricity, gravity, that we don't understand yet. At one time, we didn't understand electricity. We thought it was a bolt of lightning from the gods and punishing us. Okay. It is to the Greeks, or wisdom of this world, foolishness, and to the Jews, or those who look for signs, a stumbling block, with the result that man continues to walk in darkness rather than awake to the being that he is. Man has so long worshipped the images of his own making, what you see with your eyes, what you make, what's created out there. That is not the reality. All these things you see will pass away, but what is within you never passes away. The visions you have within yourself are eternal, because they're thoughts. Thoughts are things. They never disappear. You can tap into the consciousness of the universe. Einstein talked about that. Universal intelligence, or a mind, one mind. That's where a lot of these ideas, these people talk about. Even you, have you ever had an idea? You weren't thinking about anything. It just came from nowhere. Or a thought or something. You knew something happened. Nobody told you, you weren't thinking about it. It just popped into your head. And you called the person, and sure enough, that's the universal mind that we're all connected to. But you have to be aware of it, you have to accept it, you have to believe it, and then it will work for you. Okay. Man has so long worshipped the images of his own making that at first he finds this revelation blasphemous, since it spells death to all his previous beliefs in a God apart from himself. There is no God apart from you. There is creative intelligence, but you are part of that. You're part of that. Don't be afraid to accept that. You're not going to get struck by a lightning bolt, okay? At least I haven't yet. I wouldn't tell you to do it if I was concerned about that happening to you. I'm trying to help you. That's my intent. This revelation will bring the knowledge that I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. Oh, here comes somebody knocking on my door. You are one with your present conception of yourself, but you are greater than that which you are at present aware of being. And you are greater. And I'm going to stop there because the dog's barking and I got to go to the door. Thanks for joining me. Smash that like button. If you'd like to get my help personally, Mark's Inspirational Guidance at gmail.com. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.